Okay, so we are going to be continuing what we left off yesterday. So Arjun, today Fawaz isn't here. Yesterday you weren't here. You did this alternating thing going on between you guys. So we were working on Bandit, okay, and so you're able to hear now. Yes, okay. So let me just share the screen and then you'll be able to see where we are. So yesterday we had started. We were in the middle of solving level 20. Actually, we had to start solving this level. We had to start solving level 20. Now this says that there is a set UID binary in the home directory that does the following. It makes a connection to localhost on the port you specify as a command line argument. So when you run the program, you'll be specifying a port as a command line argument, and then this binary, this file, what it's going to do is it's going to connect to that port on localhost. That means localhost means this bandit system itself, since that is where you will find the file, and it then reads a line of text from that connection and compares it to the password in the previous level. Previous actually means current level. So we're talking about the bandit 20. If the password is correct, it will transmit the password for the next level for bandit 21. So first let us log in SSH and bandit 20 at the rate bandit dot labs dot over the wire dot org. Mistake here. This is the port number. You can just retrieve the password. Just a moment. Okay, so this. Okay, so you logged in here now. And what I need to do next is I need to look for that file, for that setuid binary. So let's look for it. ls, it should be in this home directory. So ls, and okay, we have this su connect. So we can see that it's an executable and it's a setuid binary. So what a setuid binary does is that regardless of whatever user executes it, it is always going to run with the privileges of its owner. That is what a setuid binary does. So this file is owned by bandit 21, so it's going to run as bandit 21, but that is actually not relevant to us when we execute it. It only enables the program to get retrieve the password for bandit 21, so that it's doing on its own. We are not doing any of that. It's a binary, so let me try executing it and see what it says. Dot slash su connect, and it's giving me the usage details that I need to specify a port number, and this program will connect to the given port on localhost using TCP. If it receives the correct password from the other side, the next password is transmitted back. So what I need to do is I need to open another connection to this level, because it says that it's going to listen, it's going to connect to a port on localhost. So now if I want to open a port on localhost for bandit, I need to be connected to the bandit server when I'm opening that port. So now I'm connected. This is another connection. I'm going to use netcat and open port, let's say 7889. Okay, just as a random port I've taken 7889. Now I'll give it this port. So the connection has been made. Now I can supply the password here. So this was the password. It says password matches, sending next password. Okay, so it's actually sent that on the same line. That's why. So what you can do here is, instead of doing this, just say etc bandit pass bandit 20. So it's going to take the content of this file and redirect it towards this netcat connection. So now again, when it connected, it received that password and it has sent you the password for the next level. Okay, so when you try to use this, you will be able to log into bandit 21. So this is as far as we go in bandit. Now there are other levels to this, I know that, but I would recommend that you try them on your own, because now we've solved more than half of bandit here, and I would definitely think that it should be something that you try on your own. The rest of it, there's no there's hardly any new commands that you'll see there. It's mostly just regular stuff and some variations on it. So I would encourage you to try out the rest of this war game by yourself. So do you have any questions? No? All right. So now we'll be moving back to our traditional method of doing CTFs. So we'll be going back to that. So what we'll do is, there is a website, uh, maybe you've heard of it, tryhackme.com. So we'll We'll be solving the CTFs there. So again, you don't have to download anything here. You can simply access everything from within your browser. So I'll be showing you that website. Have you heard of it previously? Have you come across this website? No? Okay. You just give me a minute and I'll go to that website and I'll show you what to do there. So all you need to have on your end is your Linux system and of course an internet connection, and you can work on that website then. So let us see, let us check out that website. I'm going to close this over the wire now and we'll go to try hack me. Okay, so the thing is I'm already logged in, so it's taking me to the dashboard. Otherwise, what you'll have to do is you'll have to create an account. Now, there's no charges required there. You can just create a free account and okay, you can just sign up. And they have these different uh, rooms. Okay, all the different machines, all the different CTFs they have, they are in the form of rooms. So you can check out all rooms and you can go into different rooms and check out different topics and do different CTFs. So this is what we'll be using moving on. Okay, so from now on, whatever machines we solve, we'll be doing it on Dry Hack Me. So it is much more convenient because you don't have to download and install stuff on your own system now. Okay, so you sign up, and now of course there is one thing you need to do. After you've created an account, you'll see this profile icon. Just go to that and come to this access page. Okay, so they mention here that to hack machines on TryHackMe, you need to connect to our network. So in order to do that, you need to download a small configuration file. Okay, so you'll come to this access page and you'll see this machine section. Just download this, click on this, download my configuration file, and you'll download a file. It's a small file, it's a very small file, and with a .ovpn format. So that's an open VPN file, and it's a configuration file which, when you run it, it will allow you to connect to their network, so that you'll be on their private network, internal network, so you'll be able to access their machines. So like currently I'm connected, so it's showing me that this is my IP on their network, so I can access any machines that I deploy on their network. So the way to run that file is, once you download it, It's very simple. All you need to do is just write sudo. In case you're not root, you need to write sudo. If you're root, you can omit the sudo open VPN and just write the file name. So file dot ovpn. Whatever the file name is, it will actually be your own username, the website. So sudo open VPN and the name of the file. Just write that, and once you execute this, it will take around 4 or 5 seconds, 10 at most, and you will get this kind of output on your screen. And you'll see this at the end, you'll see this message saying initialization sequence completed. Okay, so if you see this message, that means you are successfully connected to their network. And you can also verify that. You can verify that. What you can do is you can do if config, or if that is not available, do IP address IPA on your system, and you will notice that there is an extra interface that has been added. Now this is temporary, and whenever you close that connection, this interface will go away. Okay, so it is existing only as long as you are connected to their network. And this is TUN0, it's a tunnel. So you're connected through a tunnel to their network. Any questions in this? You clear on what to do with this? No? Okay. So once you do that, once you create your profile, once you sign in, you'll whenever you log in, you'll get this kind of dashboard where it'll show you some kind of basic statistics and stuff. And see, what you need to do is come over to this learn section, and in learn, go to this rooms, all rooms, and you can access all the CTFs, all the machines they have through this all rooms portion. Now the one that we start with is called Mr. Robot. So it's a CTF based on a TV show by the same name. Now they've included a walkthrough. Of course, I'm not going to go through the walkthrough. For that, we'll be solving it on our own. They've also given you a mini walkthrough of connecting to their network. So you download your config file, you use an OpenVPN client, sudo OpenVPN, and write the name of that file. And it says that when you run this file, you'll see a lot of text, and at the end, it is going to say initialization sequence completed. Also, you can verify that you're connected by looking on your access page. So, it showed me my IP, and you should see a green tick next to connected. So this thing, it will also show you your internal IP address. So that is also going to be visible to you. And after that, you are ready to use the machines on this network. Now, what I need to do is I need to deploy this machine. So when I click on start, it is going to deploy that machine. It's going to create a cloud instance actually, and so it takes a couple of minutes to get deployed and to boot and configure. And whatever IP address gets assigned to it, that will be shown here in a few seconds. Initially, whenever you deploy a machine, it is going to stay online for 1 hour, but you can extend that, you can add 1 hour, and you can keep doing that for at least a few hours, for like 6-7 hours. And after that, you need to close it. But in case you're not done working on it, you can simply just redeploy it again. So now you can see that an IP has been made available to me. So this is the IP of the deployed machine. So I now have the IP, but I'll still let it boot. I'll give it a couple of minutes because uh, this process can take a few minutes sometimes. So it is a good idea to wait for a couple of minutes before you start working. Otherwise, what happens is you might not be able to access it immediately, and then you start panicking. Okay, then maybe there's something wrong. Then you terminate and redeploy again. That's just a waste of time. So give it a couple of minutes at the beginning, and then try working on it. Okay, so it has been a couple of minutes. Now I can start working on this machine. Okay, so now this machine has three flags or three keys. So what I need to do is I need to find all of them. So CTF capture the flag. That's what you need to do. The first thing that I do is, or the first thing that I usually do after getting an IP is just run some scans. So first we run a basic. Is this copied? I should have this on our clipboard. Okay, so scan the IP, see what's running. Okay, so it shows me that out of 1,000 most common ports, we have one closed port and two open ports. So there's just two open ports here. So we are restricted to working with just these, and there is nothing to be, uh, you know, there's nothing to be done with the SSH since it's closed. The rest are all filtered. So the only thing that's running on the system is a web server, at least for now. Okay, actually, I misspelled this. What I'm trying to do here is do a complete scan. So I'm trying to check for all ports, which is a good practice because you don't want to miss out on something that's open just because you didn't scan it. much time is it going to take? Okay, just about 3 more minutes. Just excuse me for a minute. Okay, so I'm back, and it appears so are our scam results. Okay, so no other ports have been discovered other than what we've already seen. Okay, so we just have the same open ports and one closed port. So we'll just run some other kind of scan now. Okay, so let's do an aggressive scan. Try to get some more information about this target. And I'm not scanning for all ports right now because I know that it's going to be useless. We only have common ports here that are available to us. Okay, so these results are back as well. So it's not giving us much information, just that for HTTP we have this Apache HTTPD running, and that's all the information. There's no site title, it's nothing, and it's just guessing that Linux is running. So Linux has there's a 90% probability here that Linux is running, and this it's also guessing that some other systems are present. So OS guesses Linux is a 90% probability, and on most okay, so it's some version of Linux, right? So that is we know that there's some version of Linux. It's not sure about what version of Linux, but it's telling us that okay, there is some Linux running there. So just as a last resort before we move on to other things, we can also attempt uh, script scan. Actually, not a default script scan, we've already done that, but a vulnerability scan. If it finds something, it's good. Otherwise, we'll see what to do. Okay, so this should be over soon. This vulnerability scan. This can take a bit of time. It's taking far too long. Much longer than I anticipated. Okay, yeah, it's been a long time. Ah, okay, let's just take a look at the website instead. So this is the website that I get. Okay, now of course, whenever you see a website, one thing that you can do is to take a look at the source code for it. So I'm going to right click, view page source. I'm going to see if I can find something here. So all I can see as a comment is this, okay, which is out of the ordinary. And this is, but this is just says you are not alone. This is just in keeping in line with the theme of the show itself, Mr. Robot, uh, on which this CTF is based on. So that's just that. Other than that, there is nothing else which might be useful to us here in the source code itself. So I'm just going to close it. You can just skip this for now. I mean, there's nothing there, so there's nothing else to see. So we're just closing that. Now, whenever you see a website, what you can do is you can check for the robots.txt whether it's available or not. So it's a text file which contains links to sensitive pages within the website, and it's basically kept there to tell bots. Now, bots means your Google or Yahoo, all these search engines. They go to these websites and they crawl these websites and they add them to their index. So, if I want to prevent any particular bot, or if I want to prevent all bots from accessing this any kind of particular sensitive page on my website, I can include that on this in this robots.txt file. So it's a text file. So here, let's see what we have. So there are two entries here: fsociety.dic and key1of3.txt. Now these are all addresses on this website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this first, okay, and try going to that web page, see what I find there. So it says it's trying to download this file. Okay, so we'll just save it to our system now. I already have it saved, so I'm not downloading it again. So we'll take a look at that file later, but first let's check this out. This other link that we had, key one of three. Let's check this out. So what I'm going to do is I'll copy this and I'll just paste that into the browser. So let's see what this is. And okay, so this is the first key or the first flag for this CTF. So we've already gotten access to this. So now we need to look for the other two. So there are a total of three because it says key one of three. So there is a total of three of those here. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'll take a look at that other file that we had. Oh, and your vulnerability scan results, that scan that we ran, they are back now. So it has found some directories within the website. So admin index, wp login, robots.txt feed. Okay, so there are a lot of directory names starting with wp. That means this is a site that's built on WordPress. And okay, so we'll take a look at these pages. But first, let's also check out the file that we have downloaded. So I'm just going to change to the downloads directory. And it was called fsociety.dic. So I'm just going to use less to open it. fsociety.dic. So this is a file, and let's scroll through this. Okay, so it has a lot of text, a lot of different words. Every line just has one single word. All right. So there is a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of text here, I mean. And this is a large file. There's no way I'm going to just go through the entire file manually. So I'll just quit. So now what does this file look like? What kind of file does it look like? It's it contains a lot of words, and it's a list of words. So it's a word list or a dictionary file. You can also call it dictionary file. So these are the kind of files that are used for password cracking, for dictionary attacks. Okay, so as of now, I don't know where I could use this file on the website, but we will see. Maybe we find something that's crackable. Where maybe we find some area where we need to crack a password or something. Okay, we'll see. So it's the word list or a dictionary file. And they had also given you that extension fsociety.dic to sort of give you a hint that it's a dictionary file. Hence the DIC extension. That's not an actual extension. Okay, they've just named it that way to sort of indicate that it's a dictionary file. Okay, so we'll continue this. We'll continue solving this in the next session, and we'll see what else we can do. So far, what we've established is that the website is our only way in because all we have is the web server, those port 80 and port 443, or those are the only two ports that are open. So we'll see what else we can do in the next session.